Ashlyn.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Sayla.
I'm Faith.
And I'm Scott.
Welcome to The Essence. We've been just on the journey of minimalism. About 2.5 years ago, we were in a 3,000 square foot house, like big double car garage and hot tub and all that kind of stuff, and discovered this minimalism world. So we've been like just simplifying our world less and less. So I think it's a bit of a challenge of how simple can we make it? How simple can we make our finances and our surroundings and our time to just enjoy life? That's part of it. And then I think the other part is we really want to be on property, so on some acreage. So we want to be able to buy acreage. So we can't really afford a big house on acreage, so we'll build this as we can afford it, and then when we get acreage, pull it on and yeah, go from there. Hi, time for the tour. The front door. You walk in the front door and straight ahead we're gonna have our kitchen. So we just kind of have this countertop that we've got from some friends of ours who redid their countertop. We just put it here today, and it's pretty much going to be in the same spot where it's going to finally be. It's 3 feet wide, so it's also going to be our kitchen table, sort of. So big countertop, sink. Around here we're going to have either a little apartment-sized stove or a little 2-burner and a separate little oven. Not sure, see what we can find. And then on this side, we're going to have a counter depth fridge right in here, and then kind of over it we've designed some stairs that are kind of like each foot has its own step kind of thing. Stair cube storage things that are going to be going up to the loft up there. So, and then we come through and we've got a sliding door to the bathroom. In the bathroom we've got a little storage here, and then this is going to be our shower. And we're going to have a counter and sink along here. We're going to get those little narrow counters, or those narrow sinks from IKEA, so about 12 inches deep or whatever they are, kind of narrow. And then we are over here, and there's a sliding door here, and this is the toilet room. So we're just going to do a composting toilet. We hear that it's good, so we're going to go with that. And we chose to put it in its own separate room, so that there's 5 of us in the tiny house, so that somebody can be using this room and somebody can be in the rest of the bathroom too. So we've got a slider here. So that's the bathroom. Alright, so then coming out of the bathroom, this is our living room area. Right here against this wall we're going to have a little cabinet storage under here for the kids' school books and stuff. And then up here we've got a cubic mini wood stove that just attaches to the wall. It's a really cute little stove. Shoots up there. And then we're going to have a L-shaped couch that comes here. And then across we're going to have, in this corner we're going to have just a small little desk here with I love this, I hate cords. So we're going to have a desk with like a little flip top at the back, and then down there is going to be all our cords, which I'm so excited about. And then to cover up over the wheel wells, we're probably just going to have a little kind of bench seat or storage or something under there. When we built the wheel wells though, we made sure that there's no wiring or anything in them. So eventually, when we do get settled, our first renovation will probably be to actually remove the wheel wells and put it just flat here. So we'll see. That's down the road. We're already renovating. And then our master bedroom. So door here. We're going to have a queen bed with the head there. And there'll be about a foot walking space on that side. And then bed here. And then we have a stacking washer and dryer. So we'll have the washing machine and dryer here with kind of a little partition wall. And clothing somewhere in that corner, nice and organized somehow. So washer and dryer is kind of an odd place to be in a bedroom, but we just couldn't find any way for it to work in our design to be down at that end. We got a washer and dryer, so I don't care where it is, we got a washer and dryer, so it'll be in the bedroom.
We moved from Penticton before we moved to the island about 2 years ago, and in Penticton we flipped about 5 houses. but pretty much everything was lipstick, if you would say, not construction or structural to those buildings. So I had an office job for 7 years, so being down here I got into more of the trades, and so I became a little bit of a handyman over the last year and a half. So when this kind of came up, it was like, okay, this is a bigger project that we have to work on, but I do have some skill sets and I do have some resources that I can use, and so this kind of kick-started us. But you know, everything we learned, like from plumbing, I order 5 books from the library and I read my way through it. I ask a whole bunch of other plumbing questions that are suppliers or whatever. They give you the answers, we write them down and talk about them and then figure it out.
YouTube.
And YouTube. Yes, a lot of YouTube.
And Tiny Nest videos.
Yeah, Tiny Nest videos.
We watched them all.
We're gonna go up to the loft in a moment, but I did want to take a quick second here to explain a little bit of the height of the Essence. Right now we are sitting at about 6'6". I'm 6'4", so you can see a little bit of the clearance on here. We still have to put a little bit of a layering for the ceiling, but I will be able to clear it with my short haircut. And also we're going upstairs. We are going to be going up to a loft area which is 4'8". So obviously it's going to be a little small for me, but for our 3 little kids, it's perfect for them. Here we go. So now we're coming up to the loft, and I'm just going to sit up here because I'm a little taller than 4'8". But this area of our tiny house is really designed for our 3 kids. We have a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And in our house currently, they 2 of them sleep in the same bedroom, 1 doesn't. They have, and 1 has a separate bedroom. So in here, we're trying to design in this little space here to have 3 little bedrooms. So we do have basically 3 dividers. So each child will have 1 divider that has a window and their own light. And so we have 1 mattress will fit here, 1 mattress will fit here, and then 1 mattress will fit over here. And so each bedroom is really the size of a mattress. And there's basically a little hallway for here to go down the stairs and also go to the closet, and of course obviously run down the little bridge down to the playroom. So as you walk down our little corridor, this is kind of the vaulted area that you'll see to your right, but we're going to stay in the playroom here, and this is an area for our kids. We have 3 kids that have lots of toys, Lego, and even an electric drum kit. So in here, there's going to be a space for shelving for all their toys, which is on this basic back wall here. And we're also going to be, as you come around here, we're going to have a drum set, but really just an open space for kids just to be kids. And so we do have both of these windows that do full open up, and they're great also for emergency windows.
So we have been looking into tiny houses for several years, but we never really knew if we could do it with a family of 3 kids. So I would type in tiny house family, and there would be a tiny house couple with like 1 child or a toddler and 1 little baby, and they knew they weren't going to be staying in there long. So it was a little discouraging, thinking, man, can we do it? Are we crazy? And then we came across a video, a great little video tour by these 2 little girls, and it was 2 girls and a little guy about the same age as our kids who did a tour of their tiny house. And it was, I think the trailer was like 10 by 40 or something like that. And ever since we saw that video, we knew that we could do this. We got 3 kids, we could make this happen. It obviously isn't a really teeny tiny house, but it's tiny for us. So we looked online and stuff to see if we could find a used trailer. We couldn't really find anything that would fit. And so we thought, you know, you never know what people have out in the back 40. So we put up an ad on a local kind of used site, and just saying we're a local family looking for a trailer, build a tiny house on. And so we had 3 people come back to us with kind of options. Mm-hmm. And one of them was an old mobile home that had been just torn right down pretty much to the metal. And we had a pathetically small budget in mind that we wanted to pay for the trailer, and these people were describing it and it sounded perfect, and I was a little nervous to ask how much they wanted. I finally did, and their number that they wanted was the pathetically small amount that we wanted to pay. So it was meant to be. So you want to tell about the trailer?
Yes. So the Essence really sits on a frame that's 10 by 34. So this is about a 1960s mobile home frame. And so since over those years, and it's coming up to almost probably 50 years old, this metal frame. There was probably a little bit of sag in it, a little bit of bends, that sort of idea. So what we did on the perimeter, just to enclose and use all the 10 feet for width of the trailer, we put a 3x3 metal tubing all around, and so we had a welder put that on, and just really gives it more strength and rigidness to the tiny house. And then of course we built our walls on top of that metal as it goes up. The tiny house itself is 10 by 34 for square footage, and what you're also looking at is that so that's about 340 square feet, minus a little bit for the walls, and then we also jump upstairs with the loft, so it's not really a true second floor, but if you add maybe another 150 square feet up there as well, especially since we do have the open area here, that really brings us to about 500 square feet for the home. The tiny house trailer does have dual axles, and the house probably weighs, maybe upon finishing, maybe around 10 to 11,000 pounds, and we believe the axles are about 10,000 per axle for a weight carry, so we're definitely within reason for it to be pulled down the road.
The height of it, unfortunately, is a little tall. We knew that 13.5 feet was kind of the max that we should go. But when we were building, this would make more sense if we had another 2x4 here and blah, blah, blah. So we actually just measured the height of it a couple weeks ago, and unfortunately it's just over 14.5 feet tall. Oops! But we don't plan on moving it a lot. I mean, it's huge. We plan on pretty much just moving it onto the property when we get there. And so here's hoping we'll move it really early on a Sunday morning or something and try to avoid all the lines.
So since it's on a mobile home trailer, have you had the question, like, what's the difference between this and just getting a mobile home?
I don't think we've had people ask us that question specifically, but if they were, I'd say definitely the quality of the build. So it's solid, totally solid, and insulated well, and all that kind of stuff, I guess. And made to be exactly how we want it. So we're 5 people, 500 square feet. We had to design every area about how we live our lives, how we spend our time daily here. So that's probably a big difference other than just buying a mobile home.
Yeah, we looked at the option of buying an RV and trying to retrofitting and renovating it to kind of see if we can make that work for a tiny house. And we just couldn't find anything that would have the right floor plan that would, with small critiques, could actually make it work for us. So this is the reason why we kind of went down and said, okay, let's build our own home RV, or tiny house as you call it. And so really our intention here is to follow the BC building code. And for every aspect of that, that's what we have done, from plumbing to electrical to framing to insulating, all that. So really this house is built to the code of BC housing that you're seeing in BC. However, unless we're a mobile home manufacturer, I can't be CSA approved to have insurance or that sort of idea. So there is a couple hoops, and tiny houses kind of are missing this huge gap in regulation licensing that are out there. But all intention purposes, we're going to be living in this house. We want to make it strong, and we wanted to make it efficient, and we want to make it safe. And so all those things, even the smoke detectors in every room, to the heating process, to the bathrooms, the water, recycling the water, those are the things we've kind of put into our lifestyle, and those are the things that we're going to be using in the tiny house day to day.
I think the other reason that we wanted to build a tiny house instead of just buying something is just to say we did it. Really. Yep. I think it's just kind of cool. And we homeschool our 3 kids, and so just them being around it and just having that experience, and us having that experience, and just to say that we did it. At the end of the day, it's just, it's pretty cool. Blood, sweat, and tears. No tears yet. Lots of blood and sweat.
Some. I'm behind the tools most of the time. I've had tears and blood.
Has your layout and design, did it change at all from when you first started, or was this kind of what you started with? Yeah,
when we first started, that great video that we saw with that family, they had definitely a different feel for theirs, and so in my mind I thought, oh, they have 3 kids, they have that size, we'll do the same thing. And then when I started designing it, it just didn't quite make sense. It wasn't quite working how I wanted to. So after spending a lot of time on the original design, I thought, let's just scratch this and the original design was our bedroom upstairs as well. He's 6'4", I'm 5'9". We're like, let's just see if we can get the tall people on the main floor and the short people upstairs. So we scratched it all and did it from there. And I did it with SketchUp. Yay, Tininess SketchUp. I bought these guys' tutorial. I'd never touched SketchUp before, and like Jake walking through it all, we designed it on SketchUp, so that's pretty cool.
It was a great blueprint for giving us an idea, because when you think about it, when you're building a house, you need some sort of blueprint to kind of do a visual walkthrough and go, okay, well that's not going to work, or this is going to work, or how are we going to use this part of our house, that sort of idea. And the SketchUp was really able to do that. We had so many discussions and sometimes arguments, but most of the time we agreed on things, and we finally came to that conclusion. No, this is really the way we want to see the layout can be completed. So here it is, the essence.
So you guys are excited about living in here?
I get my own room.
Yeah?
And I get my own room. And also, it's easier to go to bed when Sailor wants to stay up and I get to go to bed.
How long are we waiting for? 30 seconds?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like what we're doing here, and turn on email notifications so you never miss a video. You can also find extra resources in the description below.
We spend countless hours making these videos for YouTube. So if you appreciate our work, take 3 minutes to watch the video in the top left tile to learn some ways that you can support us for free.
We'd really appreciate it.